The full story, biography, and powers of Ryuk, the god of death. Ryuk is one of the most iconic characters in Death Note. He is a Shinigami, also known as a god of death, and plays a crucial role throughout the entire story. Unlike many characters, Ryuk's motivations are simple: boredom. Ryuk comes from the Shinigami Realm, a desolate world inhabited by death gods who spend eternity lazily writing human names in their death notes to extend their own lives. However, Ryuk is different. He finds the Shinigami Realm unbearably dull and seeks entertainment elsewhere. To relieve his boredom, Ryuk steals a second death note from another Shinigami, drops it into the human world, and watches what happens, hoping for something interesting. This act sets the entire Death Note story in motion. His death note is found by Light Yagami, a brilliant yet disillusioned high school student. After Light tests the notebook and begins using it to kill criminals under the name Kara, Ryuk appears before him and explains the Death Note's rules. From this point on, Ryuk becomes an observer of Light's descent into darkness. He doesn't interfere with Light's plans or take sides. He's neither a hero nor a villain, simply a spectator who enjoys the chaos. Ryuk is often seen eating apples from the human world, which he finds delicious and even addictive. His love for apples becomes a humorous yet recurring part of the story. Throughout the series, Ryuk watches Light with amusement as he manipulates people, evades law enforcement, and battles his rival, L. Ryuk occasionally provides information about the Death Note's mechanics but otherwise lets Light face the consequences of his actions. In the end, as Light's world collapses and he is exposed as Kira, Ryuk keeps his promise from the very beginning. He writes Light's name in his Death Note, calmly watching as Light dies. Ryuk then returns to the Shinigami Realm, as amused and detached as ever, leaving behind the chaos he helped unleash. Life in the Shinigami Realm, a bored Shinigami who finds the realm tedious and lifeless. Dropping the Death Note, drops a Death Note into the human world to entertain himself. Meeting Light Yagami, watches Light become Kara and explains the Death Note rules. Observer role, remains a neutral observer, refusing to help or stop Light. Love for apples, enjoys apples from the human world, which act as a source of humor. End of Light Yagami, fulfills his promise by writing Light's name in the Death Note after his downfall. Return to Shinigami Realm, leaves the human world, having enjoyed the interesting show. Powers and abilities. As a Shinigami, Ryuk possesses several supernatural abilities far beyond those of humans. 1. Death Note ownership. Carries a Death Note, allowing him to kill humans by writing their names. Understands every rule and hidden mechanic of the Death Note. Uses his Death Note primarily to extend his own life in the Shinigami Realm. 2. Immortality. As a Shinigami, Ryuk cannot die from old age or conventional means. Immune to human weapons, disease, and physical harm. 3. Intangibility and invisibility. Invisible to all humans except those who have touched his Death Note. Can phase through walls and objects, allowing him to move freely anywhere. 4. Flight and levitation. Capable of floating and flying through the air effortlessly. Often seen hovering nearby, silently observing events unfold. 5. Enhanced vision, Shinigami eyes. Naturally possesses the Shinigami eyes, allowing him to see a human's true name and remaining lifespan just by looking at them. Can also offer Shinigami eyes to human Death Note users in exchange for half their remaining lifespan. 6. Vast knowledge. Expert on the Death Note's rules and intricacies. Knowledgeable about the Shinigami Realm and its inhabitants. 7. Manipulative and clever. Though not directly involved, Ryuk is cunning and manipulative. Orchestrates events simply by knowing where to place the Death Note and watching human greed and ambition take over. 8. Immunity to emotional attachment. Completely detached from human morality. Does not form genuine emotional connections, even with Light Yagami. Views human suffering and drama as entertainment. Ryuk is the ultimate embodiment of neutrality and chaos. He doesn't act out of hatred, kindness, or justice. He is a death god, amused by the unpredictable nature of humans. While others in Death Note struggle with questions of morality, justice, and power, Ryuk watches from the sidelines, enjoying the show. In the end, he remains exactly as he was in the beginning, detached, amused, and unchanged. His actions remind us that sometimes, the greatest forces of change don't come from hatred or ambition, but from simple boredom. He will forever be remembered as the Shinigami who dropped a notebook into the world, and watched it burn for his own amusement. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary character stories.